There I was, Lord, and you walked in. May 1st, May Day, Law Day. Maybe the first time I ever sat down and wrote a shofar, and the shout was on a May 1st. I wrote about it being Law Day. In 1968, I graduated from college. That was, I think, the year I took the LSAT.
Law School Admission Test.
It was like the college boards for law school. I am a great test taker and ended up with the highest score of anyone from my school and one of the highest in the state of Indiana. Since it was the height of the Vietnam War, I didn't have much confidence that I was going to go to and complete the 3 years without something intervening, like the army, the draft, etc. But the score got me into law school and even got me money. I was comfortably attending law school until October, when I got a letter from General Hershey of the Selective Service inviting me to attend a pre-induction physical. And the letter said, upon passing the physical, I would soon be called for induction. After a couple weeks after I passed the physical, in spite of my best efforts to fail, I got the actual date to report. I don't remember what it was, because I got another letter saying that a court said they couldn't take a grad student out of the semester. They were in another date followed. This was February 12, 1969. After about it, I enlisted to go on February 11.
I enlisted for military intelligence.
I kind of thought it would be more interesting than toting a rifle through jungles.
Also safer.
Also, it would slow the process of getting me to the jungles if that happened. Anyway, it was a long time ago, and I never went to Vietnam, and it was really not very interesting.
When I was in law school, I found out about Law Day, which was a big deal for law students, and maybe for attorneys. I knew that May 1st was celebrated in many communist, socialist parts of the world. The USSR and China would have huge parades celebrating May Day. We had all seen the parade showing off the military might of the communists. The law schools and bar associations would have banquets and speakers. Previously, I hadn't known about the Law Day part.
Yesterday, the Supreme Court issued a ruling bringing down, defanging, dismembering the Voting Rights Act, an act which shall live in infamy, purporting to be a defender of civil rights. It actually became the opposite, with the stated objective of disallowing the practice of racial gerrymandering. It actually enabled racial gerrymandering and covered it under the color of law. It resulted in terrible precedents, terrible injustices in the legal system and the courts. It impacted local, state, and even school board elections.
When I started law school, you could hand me the particulars of a court case, and I could give you off the top of my head how the Supreme Court would rule and why I had really good instincts. When I got out of the army, I planned to go back to law school. I had a place reserved, and I had money from the school still coming. But for a number of reasons, I never went back. I wrote the law school and said I wasn't gonna be there. Give my spot and my money to someone else. After that, however, I sometimes look back with regrets. About 10 years after my not going back, I started seeing court decisions that absolutely boggled my mind. My impression in many of these cases was that the decisions were both evil and ungodly, that they really had no basis in the law as I understood it. I began to think that you needed a law degree just to protect yourself. Yesterday's Supreme Court decision seems to me to be a first step in the recovery of an honest, honorable, just legal system in this country's sanity. That was a long introduction to what God gave me this morning. I've written often about my practice of reading the 5 Psalms for the day, 30 days in the month, 150 Psalms, 5 days or so. So listen to Peace 2:10-12. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in a way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. I thoroughly believe and will proclaim to the lawyers, and especially to the judges in this country, that God is unwinding the unrighteousness of the legal system. His hand is moving, the Supreme Court is just an instrument in his hand. The use of law as a weapon is about to come to an end. Then as in the days of Haman, judgment is coming. God's justice and his judgment are coming for those who have oppressed the innocent by use of their legal and judicial positions. Their evil deeds will return on their heads. The use of lawfare to maintain positions unrighteously gained to accomplish the unrighteous gaining of wealth is about to bring judgment down upon you. Political officials who have gained their positions illegally, and to those who have aided, abetted, benefited by relationships with evil, you also are coming down. Justice is coming. Judgment, judgment.